involved in all.
Counselor, actually she's a director, but as a counselor she would get personally involved with the teachers. So
And kids also.
and kids also.
Yes. And I don't want to be serious with anyone, like in campus.
So that is
Yes. Thank you.
As a counselor, I want to be friendly relationship with the A to Z, like ground staff or teachers, everybody.
relationship.
Good relationship with
It's
them.
not that man, you cannot.
Okay. And according to the curriculum, I should be updated time to time.
Okay, you will get updated.
That
I want to implement a new ideas between all the teachers for the continuity, means no absence of students. They should come every day.
That's one of the greatest things that one of the skills which is required is creativity. So you will ensure that you give that much of creativity where students would love to come.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, one of you raised your hand here. That's why.
Hello. First, I will allow the parents what is their requirements and all. Then what promises made by me, I will definitely ensure I will make it possible.
So you will listen first. Yes. And then you will set your promises. I didn't hear you. Yes. You should.
I will get involved in the academics, which I was not doing so far, and I will not be lenient with discounts.
Great. Now, here the director speaks.
As a counselor, we should play the role of a maid, as a teacher, if in their absence also. Thank you.
Zareen. And one of the good qualities or one of the good roles that what sir suggested, even I strongly recommend each one of you. Yes, your parents would probably be asking for huge discounts. And to that extent, then even if you are ready to give 50%, they'll ask for 70%. To that extent, if you are giving 100%, they'll ask for 2 admissions. So ensure that you give limited discount to what your director is suggesting, and do not come to certain level where we lose our credibility also. Okay? Discuss with your director and take a call.
Okay, ma'am. What was lacking all these years was I was not using your ERP to update. One thing, definitely I'll see that I'm updating that ERP and making use of it. And second thing is maintaining all the registers.
More than happy. Good, that's great.
Thank you.
Yes? Ma'am, you can.
Ma'am, the same thing. Do not give any fake promises, but what are the promises given? We have to ensure that the promises are fulfilled. And by main motto is by the end of UKG, we have to make at least ensure that the child is confident enough to handle herself or himself in a crowd. So ensure that the overall development of the child is confident.
Just define each and every child's role.
I want to concentrate on quality rather than quantity.
Super. Very good. So the quality is maintained automatically, the quantity will come. That's my question. One, two, or one. Anything you want to know?
patient with everyone actually, teachers, parents, and kids. Yeah.
Teachers require patience and you require patience.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, I will explain all activities, madam, whatever we are doing in our school, and will motivate the parents, and we will get strength and we will follow our center director's suggestion, and we will give them discount as per director instruction.
I'll make the teachers to execute the curriculum in a beautiful way. Whatever the curriculum is designed, it won't fade up. It should be in a beautiful way. I'll give to the kids.
Otherwise, it won't serve the purpose. That expression, that flow is required. Yes, ma'am.
This academic year, I mean to say, our school, I and my director, we have some aim that we should fulfill some target, like good admission has to come. We have a hope, and I should not give permission to teachers this year. I mean to this academic, not only teachers. Yeah, that's the first, and I'll not give the permission for the teachers and for the mates, non-staff also, because this year and all it was excuse, but this academic I want to be very serious. Yeah, thank you.
I will give each and every student same preference, madam. If they are, so you are not going to show any kind of partiality, you are not going to be biased. Yes. You are going to treat everyone equally. Yes. Good. Don't hesitate, friends. We all are a family.
Suggestions of the parents will be implemented, madam, to see that everything has been complete.
Okay.
The target has been achieved.
Where, you try to as much as possible, because that's how we build trust to each other. You are done. You are also done. Yes, ma'am.
I do want to rectify from the mistakes that are going on, and to implement the new ideas, new methods, and the functionality of the school should be more organized. I do rectify that from today's session. Thank you.
The major thing.
So she's going to work on the drawback, on the gaps. Let's list. So all the gaps that you have observed, you're going to work on this. Yes, ma'am.
What is say, ma'am? Like, don't shout on the parents. Whatever the situation is, it might be difficult sometimes. So we must be patient in that time also.
Okay. So empathizing parents.
Yeah, the main important thing which I'll ensure is the child is progressing, and at the same time the child is having a happy time at the school. So mainly I'll be focusing on these two things. In that way, everything will fall under, maybe the place. Yes. In that way, even I show that Iris is, much different from any other school in that particular area, which most of them may not be ensuring, but I'll ensure that even they are having the happy time at the school.
I basically focus on giving assurance to the parents now, because they come with lot of fears. They are sending their children for the first time to the school, maybe most of the parents. Expectations, fears, and that separation anxiety and all. Both parents and kids deal with this anxiety. I basically give them the assurance. I assure them that I am there, you can rely on me. The second thing is, I ensure all my staff are keeping up to my word. They're living to my word. So it's like, that bridge I build between my teacher, staff and the parent. I ensure whatever I say to the parent is fulfilled by my staff. So we explain the staff. I basically explain, this is the reason why we are here, and this is what we are supposed to do, and that is the right thing to do. So that thing, it's like, it requires continuous monitoring. So that monitoring thing.
You're going to get involved personally in day-to-day activities.
Yes.
And ensure the satisfaction level of students, parents and teachers.
Exactly. Be there on time, even if you.
Your vision is also achieved.
Correct. Be there on time, even if you are a director. Leave the campus after everyone leaves. And that is the best thing.
Visionary person with a great leadership. Keep shining. All done? Yes, ma'am.
Feel coordinate well between child, parent, teacher, and also the director and the counselor. Yeah, thank you.
A big round of applause for each one. Super. I'm going to see this during my audition now.
So friends, we have a small and crisp session here because we have recently tied up with GreyQuest as they are offering more benefits to our schools, and they are here to explain the benefits and features. This is regarding fees and finances, right? And I think they are the right people to take you through that. Any queries, whatever you have, kindly feel free to ask them, and do not carry any question mark before they end up the session. So I here welcome Shivram, Krishna and Aditya to give us the details of it. Please come.
Is it okay if I speak or else you guys want the mic only? Mic is fine? Good afternoon everyone. My name is Shivram Krishna. I am from GreyQuest and I have Aditya, my colleague. Okay, we both work for GreyQuest. Okay, typically coming about parental mentality and things, I hope ma'am have spoken. Okay, how we benefit through GreyQuest and how parents benefit through GreyQuest is what we would like to start off with. Okay, GreyQuest, we established ourselves in 2017 and our CEO name is Rishabh Mehta. Okay, we are a Mumbai-based fintech company. And what we do is we provide fintech solutions, kind of loans and payment gateways to all the schools, universities, colleges and everything. Okay. We started in 2017 as a small company. Okay, then we tied up with all multinational schools, grade A schools specifically, and right now across India we are with 4,500 plus schools. Okay, name any school of a grade, GreyQuest is already present there. So today we are really privileged to tie up with Irish and explain our benefits over here, specifically how we do business, how the school would be benefited here, and what you need to talk to parents specifically about GreyQuest, what is our process, and how we disperse. This would be the straight points which I would be discussing right now. Okay, now first of all, how we work. Once if a parent comes in, from GreyQuest side or from your counseling side, instead of a parent's fees, for example, let's assume it is around 1 lakh. Okay, what we do is we divide it into 9 monthly payments. Instead of the parent directly coming and paying around 1 lakh or 90,000 to the school, okay, what you can give as a benefit, sir, you can use this as a monthly payment option. There is no additional charge over here for the parent, and we are giving personal benefits to the parent, like insurance. Their childs have got some GQ rewards from our side, So this is where actually they get benefited more. So if a parent comes in, asks you like, ma'am, can I pay the fees? You can just put forward a word stating that, yes, we have got this benefit. Because as a school criteria, we all know, right, at a childhood point or anything, if paying 1 lakh was a huge amount at a single time, that would be a bit irk for parents specifically. Just to draw the money from the bank or something, or paying in the cash or something. But that would be a little irk. Instead of that, if we give, sir, you can pay monthly the small amount. Right? Instead of directly paying that huge amounts, they can pay in small amounts. That is where a benefit point comes in. As a promotional point for the school specifically, if I need to talk, you can directly tell it, you can pay the fees in monthly payments, sir. And we don't need any of the high documents here. We hardly need is a PAN copy, a Aadhaar, if needed, a bank statement. That process and everything would be explained in detail how things work here. Okay. So let me transfer this to Aditya. He would be explaining it in more detail for you guys. If any doubts arise, we would be here for a few time. You can ask it in more doubt. Clear? Thanks. Here.
Hi guys, this is Aditya. So first of all, you all will think that what is the benefit to the school? Okay, so when the parent is coming and paying the 9-month EMI, what is the benefit to the school? First of all, once the application form is filled, so in that application we are taking the mandatory documents as PAN number and the other number. Parents are no need to provide any physical document. So this is a 100% credit check program. The parent who is coming and applying through the GreyQuest, it is 100% approved. So if the parent is applying for a 90,000 rupees and the first EMI he has to pay via GreyQuest as a down payment. If he is paying the 10,000 rupees as a down payment, then we are transferring the amount, the whole amount, whatever the commercials is there, then we will transfer the amount to the school in a single shot. Okay, so this is the benefit that where you can collect all the fees amounts before July. No need to follow up with the parent, and the headache of all the teachers or the coordinates, whoever is there, it is going to be removed. So in case if the parent is not paying the EMI, that is not your headache, it's my headache. I need to collect from the parent side. Point number 1. Point number 2. And the parent is having an option of 9 monthly EMIs. Right now, the school is providing 2 times or 3 times. The parents are paying 40%, 40% or 20%. Now they can pay up to 9 monthly installments as a 10,000, 10,000 as a monthly basis. And third thing, we are not asking any collateral securities or any securities from the parent side. Just they need to provide us the student details with the admission number. And point number 2, either they need to provide the Aadhaar and the PAN card of the applicant. Either it is a mother or a father, whoever the applicant it is. In case if the mother and father is not earning, sometimes there will be a former background or there will be some backgrounds. So they can apply with their relative also. It's not a problem. So this is the point number 2. Point number 3. If the parent is applying via GreyQuest, we are providing a 5 lakh rupee critical illness insurance to the parent and the students also. So for example, if they are applied in July, it will be applicable for an year. So till 23 July, it will be applicable. So it will be applicable whoever the applicant it is. So if it is a relationship, it will be applicable for the relationship and for the two student also. And the fourth point, we are providing 50 plus GQ benefits. As we all know, currently some of the parents are going through online and the students are likely to go with the online courses and everything. So anyway, when we use the credit card, we will get some reward points like. So right the same way, so we are also providing a 50 plus GQ benefits. This is beneficiary to the student actually. So if they want to learn any music classes or online arts classes like this, so we tied up with different organizations. So they, whenever they want, they can log in with their URL, with their registered mobile number or the email ID. Then they will log into the reward space. Whatever the course they want, they can select it and they can use that reward points and they can utilize it. So this is the best option. For all these, the parents are need to pay only the tuition or whatever the academic fee is there. That's it, not more than a single penny for the insurance or for rewards, whatever it is. Even for the 9 months also, we are providing a zero cost product it is. The parent no need to pay a single penny on the interest. So the school is providing this facility to the parents. We all know due to this pandemic situation, all the parents cannot pay in a single shot or in a monthly wise or a term wise. So this facility is very happy for the parents and for the teachers also. So this is how we established and developed the product. Hope this is good for every parent actually. So now it's your turn. For this, if you have any doubts, you please ask us.
Benefits, ma'am. Right, specifically. Ma'am, two benefits starting from. First, like Aditya was telling and we were promoting up, ready on. Parent, once he signed up with Greyquest specifically, he will be getting an insurance, critical care and health care, and accidental care. That would be applicable for the child and even for the parent also. Insurance worth 5 lakhs. We provide it from 2 insurance holders. Either we have got from Religer Care or we have got from health care. So parent would be getting that insurance point first. Second, we are providing 50 plus GQ benefits to the child. Okay, and the benefits goes in this way. Once the parents start paying their upfronts, which we call as monthly payments, there would be a reward points that would be getting added to his account. Like how a credit card, once you swipe it up, you get a reward points. In a similar way, parent, once he start paying up his upfronts, there would be reward points. And he can redeem these reward points with our partners. And Greyquest has partnered with PVR, we have partnered with Smash, we have partnered with White Hat Junior, we have partnered with few of these dance academies for online training sessions. We have tied up, like how in Tata Sky, children would be understanding their lessons. In a similar way, we have tied up with some educational institutes and things, okay, wherein they can use. And one main point is we have even tie up with Wonderla, wherein parents can get 2 tickets. Once at the end of their total payments, they can get 2 tickets here. So that these benefits, see, I don't want to promote in a beneficial point, but these are the add-ons which we give to the parents. These are the benefits. And coming to the point when ma'am was talking actually, sorry ma'am, when ma'am was actually talking about the promotional point, like how you explain things to the parents on what beneficial factors. This would be an add-on beneficial factor when you want to promote up, okay, regarding the fees point and things. Instead of you telling fees, you can, any parent, if any parents approaches us and they want to know more about school, you can actually promote it like, sir, from the school side itself, we are making this as a point. You want Greyquest Act directly from Iris School? Yes, we will be talking like an Iris School management only, and we'll be talking about the account point division here. That's a beneficial factor which we can give. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, once the parent signed up with us, okay, we will not involve the school management at all until the last step. The worst scenario that would you can expect at the last, after all our works and everything, then it comes to school. Correct. Okay, ma'am, got your point. No, that's a valid point. Over here, how the payment happens actually is, once the parent log into Greyquest, he has to automatically do ENAC map. That is an auto debit facility which directly happens from his bank. Okay, so once a parent signs up with us, on a monthly basis, the amount would be auto debited from his bank. He need not particularly like come to pay us or come to the school to pay us. So what we do is like, we give 2 to 3 dates, specifically like 4th, 10th or 15th. At these days, we give a reminder already 3 days prior to the parent stating that, sir, so and so date, the amount would be debited from your bank. Okay. On 4th, specifically at the morning hours itself, like 6 or 7 o'clock, we debit the first amount. If the funds are not available, a reminder would be sent to the parent again for 3 times. If still it doesn't happen, our accounts, our credit team, what they do is they make a follow-up call now. First follow-up call it comes in, sir, by when can the payment can be made. We make a note of all these things. Okay, post also, if the parent is unable to make the payments like you clearly said, his CIBIL would be affected automatically. He would not be eligible for future loans. All these things would be there once if this comes to the scenario. So that's the reason why if any parent, if he's taking a small kind of a loan, hardly 10,000 also, they make sure that they make the payments on time itself because they don't want their CIBIL to get affected here. Yes, ma'am. Correct.
So, yeah, whatever the benefit is there, that is providing by the institute.
Ma'am, that's a tie-up between the school and us actually. So if I want to talk, then that would be... it would be...
So your doubt is correct. So whatever the benefit is there, that is providing by the institute.
It's from the institute side. Whatever the tie-up we made it, so it's from the institution side.
On behalf of parent.
Correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If a parent wants to apply for 90,000, it goes as per the whatever the fees they have applied for it. If the parent have applied for 90,000 of fee. Sir. We tie up. Yes, I got your point, sir.
So yeah, what we do is,
Yes, sir, we got your point actually.
For example, if a parent is applying for 90,000 rupees, sir, but the school is approved for 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so at the time of application,
Disbursement.
Disbursement. At the time of disbursement, we will do the verification with the school team. We have the concerned person with the branch. So if the school team is approved that amount, then we will disburse the amount. So if you are approving for 1 lakh rupees, then we will apply for only 1 lakh. So we will inform the same to the parent, sir, you applied for 90,000. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, once we, that is the reason why at the worst case scenario, we have asked is like, we would be going through his bank statements. That worst case scenario is like what you are actually asking me now.
So out of 10 applications, we are not taking the bank statement of 10 applications. If there is any necessity, then we will ask.
If the CIBIL is very less,
So you check his CIBIL and then give.
at the last case, as you said, sir, if the salary is around 15 to 20,000 and if he doesn't have enough balance at the point, then in this case,
Do you charge the school any? Do you charge any service charges to the school?
to the school, sir. Sir, it would be in the agreement point actually.
So there is.
There is, but not to the parent. It is from the school side itself.
So the school need to pay the service charges.
As per the agreement, sir.
You didn't mention that.
Sir,
You didn't mention that.
over here.
Yes, so far.
So that actually takes care from our BD team, right, sir? We are into the growth and applications team, sir. That happens from Guru's side.
So what this gentleman is saying is that. So a parent comes and agrees for a fees of 1 lakh. So we will get the amount with a discounted figure. Say there will be service charges, say 5%, 10% or whatever. So we will get 90,000. We will not get 1 lakh. For example, if the fees is 50,000, we will get 45,000. So ultimately someone has to pay for that. That will be the school.
That is the agreemental term, correct, sir?
So that was not mentioned. So you need to ask this explicitly. And
So that's what I said to the ma'am, right? And ma'am was asking, same question ma'am has asked me. Yes, ma'am.
It's like that only, like Bajaj.
Yes, ma'am. Bajaj,
Yeah.
similar kind, ma'am.
Because
But
some like will be there like if you are charging for like loan like that.
we won't charge anything from parent, ma'am.
Yeah.
Like Bajaj charges interest on, but over here we won't charge any interest from the parent side at all. This is the agreement which we made from the school term. Me and school,
Sir,
Greyquest and
nowadays we
school.
are seeing in the news like from colleges they are paying. Anything issues will be coming like that.
Like what kind of issues, ma'am?
Like loans they are not paying from colleges. Some colleges are taking like this Bajaj like that. It's like that type.
Ma'am, over here the agreement happens between Greyquest and the parent.
So we once
Recently, I saw the news of the Bajaj.
Agree.
That's why I'm having a doubt.
agree. This agreement is between whatever the disbursement of fees and everything.
We are only for education purpose, ma'am. We are not for any consumer loans or any other. So,
Yeah, Bajaj is also opening the.
so it's not like that, ma'am. We will also provide the EMI facility to all the engineering colleges, ma'am. We are having KL University, Geetham University, these are the colleges. Yeah. Correct. Yes.
And actually, what happens when the child is dropped from the admission in the midterm? So they'll pay the total. The school will get the total amount of the fees. And again, there will be a drop of admissions in some circumstances. So what will be the end result?
So here, what the school is taking care. For example, if the student is dropping off in mid, so what you will do? So are you going to refund the amount, whatever the pending amount is that you are going to refund the amount, the parent, right? Like the same way, you will refund to Greyquest, we will refund to parent. Yeah, that one. In case if the student is transferring from one branch to another branch, for this branch it is 90,000 rupees, in the next branch it is 60,000 rupees. So for if whatever the 30,000 amount is there, we will adjust it in the next EMIs. So that is also there.
Ma'am, any other doubts? To the school, ma'am. Ma'am, that depends on the agreement terms. That's clearly I'm stating, ma'am, again. Ma'am? No, ma'am. The percentage point is like, ma'am, see, the charge which we go around is like around 3 to 5.4%, whatever the agreement terms that have been done from the school management side specifically. So that is why if I need to talk it means my business development team, specifically they only talk about these agreement terms with the school. I take care of growth and implementation part of the end-to-end process of the teacher and the parent journey happens here. So that I can clearly explain. When if we want to talk about the financial terms and everything, that our business development team would be the right one to explain all these things in more depth. You're okay if we can just show you the end-to-end process of a video, like how things goes on here in the Greyquest point. So, ma'am, this is the payment plan, like how exactly we would be working on. So, if example, that's what I was talking about. If the fees is around 90,000 and if it is divided into 9 monthly payments, okay. For example, the payment for parent, it would be is 10,000 rupees. Correctly, if hardly it is around 10,000 rupees. Okay. First, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, what is the? They can apply anything from 30,000 a year. They can apply anything from 30,000. Yes. Yes, ma'am. They can choose the plan of 9 months for 30,000 also. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am actually asked the same doubt. Okay, whatever at whatever term they leave, whatever the remaining fees they have with us, we would the school would be actually transferring us, and we would be transferring it to the parent bank. Yep. So this is how the application flow exactly happens here, ma'am. Anna, follow on, no worries. So we here, what we do is basically, as I clearly said, a parent can directly go to our website and apply through parent login, or we encrypt our website landing page into the school landing page. For example, this is a school which we have tied up with, that name is Podar International. Over here, they directly use us as a payment option there. They use as PayU is one, they use as CC Avenue, and the third one is Greyquest. So if a parent chooses Greyquest here, it automatically goes to the school our landing page, wherein instead of parent typing Iris School, it directly takes to Iris School, and he needs to choose
which location it is. For example, Iris Kokatpalli, Iris we have in Gachibowli, Iris some other location in Noida, whatever locations is. The parent chooses that properly first. Post that, he need to choose which class or which sector it is. Is it into ICBSE, ICSE specifically, or state board, whichever board they want to choose, they will choose that. Post that, they will proceed, and how much amount they want to, they will enter here. Starting from 30,000 hardly. 30 is one, 40,000 is the other fee, 50,000 is the other fee. They will enter the details here. Post entering the details, they can see the plan. Over here, we have given them two plans. One is 90,000, one is 9-month EMI, and next one is 12-month EMI. The parent, they can choose whatever the plan they have. If they choose 9 months, the fees would be this. It would be clearly shown. If they choose 12 months, that is the other fee. Post that, applications. This is how you fill your school application. The process is similar from here now. Enter child name, class, okay, which section he is into. These regular details would be taken care of, wherein parent can actually understand and can enter all the details of us. Now, this is the main point. Once parent entering all his details, as I clearly said, we will capture his PAN. As a mandatory point, we will capture his PAN. So wherein the parent would be entering his PAN number details here. Post that, what is the KYC portal of that? We would be choosing that. Next, once that gets approved, it goes into his residential details. Where does he reside? Here does he have a own house or it's a rented house? This would be a replicable application process. Where does he stay? You take it in the application forms, right? The process is also similar here. We take where does he reside and all these details also. Aditya, go ahead. Next comes his employment, which is a bit more important for us. Is he salaried or self-employed? Whatever it is, salaried, we take in which company he works, what is his annual salary, annual income, all. Okay, post that, we proceed. If he's self-employed, he runs his own business kind of thing, we capture his business details also here. Any of these points, both will be similar. Now, after completing all these things, the parents get the approval. Okay, next we go with KYC. The KYC we do is with Aadhaar. So we mandatorily ask any parent to have his Aadhaar number linked to his mobile number also. Once this comes in, he enters his OTP, he goes through the same process. KYC verification done, parent signs an EMI agreement. Post that EMI agreement, he accepts his terms and conditions. Now, next step is the autonac signing, wherein ma'am was asking like how we work on. So this is where we actually work on. This is the ENAC, that's the auto debit which we actually does for the agreement signing. He chooses his bank, he chooses his account number. Okay. Once this is done, he can choose whatever amount that he applied for on a monthly basis that needs to be auto debited from his bank account itself. Now you see, pause. You see, you can see down NAC auto debit activated. That's how we automatically activate the ENAC. So that on a monthly basis, whatever the amount he's getting signed, that actually gets auto debited. Last step is what? We take one down payment during the time of application. Once the total application is filled, ENAC is signed, one down payment we would be taking up from the parent. Post that, we would be dispersing the fee to the school. So that depends on the amount he applies, sir. For example, if he applies for around 45,000, let's assume we have 90,000. Let's take 90,000 as a total fee. He pays one down payment, that is 9,000 rupees of one EMI, 1 month payment. Post that next month on every remaining 8 months on 4th or whatever the date he chooses, that gets auto debited. And this auto debit, this payment he can use either his debit card, net banking or UPI. He can choose any of these things. But ma'am, we don't accept credit cards. We don't accept credit cards because this is a e-NASH, right? So this should be mandatorily their bank account only. So no credit card is accepted. The fees would be dispersed to the school within 2 to 3 days of time. And the whole process, ma'am, whichever the video I've shown it, it takes around hardly 4 to 7 minutes of time. Just it is like, just parent needs to keep all his details by his side. Like how he fill a school application, the application is almost similar. Only 2 steps that would be wherein he should be a bit careful is during his KYC, and third one is his signing of ENAC. I hope the process is clear for this.
Suppose we think that 50,000 and they are bargaining, it comes under 45,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if we are okay with that, the 45,000,
Yeah.
we have to inform you that.
Ma'am, what we do is we verify the fees once a parent applies. For example, Aditya is my child. Okay, I applied through GreyQuest. Now, what GreyQuest people do is, you being a school management, they either drop a message in the WhatsApp or share a sheet on a regular basis for fee verifications. Okay, if the parent has applied for 45,000, but his fees might be 50,000, you need to mention the exact fees. Whatever the fees are, post discount and everything, you need to mention that only.
For each and every child, we have to mention that how much they are doing.
Exactly, ma'am. Yes. Because once post disbursement, if a disturbance comes between the school and parent, or this, we don't want all these things to happen. For this step, we mandatorily do a fee verification from the institute side. That's a mandate process which we do.
Any schools that you are tied up here?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
Can you name?
do you know Orchids, ma'am? Orchids International.
Okay.
Orchids is one. We have got Vibgar.
Okay.
Okay. We have got Eurokids. We have got Eurokids.
Okay.
We have got Johnson and Johnson here.
Okay.
We have got Florets.
Any schools from Bajpalli area? Because that's a school.
Orchids is in Bajpalli. Loris is in Bajpalli, Nizampet area.
Loris. Okay. I'm not sure. Okay. Fine.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Any other doubts to any parent, any of you people? Yes.
What is in for us? How will we get benefited?
So instead of, on a beneficial point of a school, if they want to call up the parent every day reminding about the fees or you default an application for if the fees is not paid, all these things, all this headache would be taken care from GreyQuest only, sir. We don't want the school management specifically to follow up with the fees point. So what we do is, that is the reason we transfer the fees from our side to the school. We only follow up with the parent, so that you can streamline your staff and management for other work specifically. That is the main agenda. You can more concentration on more applications, more operational work of the school. You can run more on the operational point of the school. So that's a major benefit, wherein if it comes to a financial partnering with us, wherein we don't disturb particularly a school management specifically. It is like, sir, this child has not paid us fees. That is not would be happening from our side. We particularly follow up here.
No need to inform anything about the request to the parent, sir. So if the parent is interested, just give our numbers. Then we will follow up with the parent and we will explain the process and we will fill the application and we will disburse the fee amount to you. That's it.
The fee details with whatever the payment that is happening from our side, that intimation would also be given to the management on whatever the respected their mobile number and email ID also. On a day wise, for example, if we have filled 5 applications or 6 applications today, what application stage wise also we can tell it off.
The bad debts that we incur is much less compared to the service charges that you pay, that we pay to you. Sir, that is the deciding factor. For us to take a decision, finance, so I think you need to, we need to have those details. That will help us in taking a decision.
Sure, sir. What I will do is, I will arrange a call from one of my meeting guy. Okay, where he can explain.
You may reach out to the head office, they will take a call on this.
Yes,
Thank you.
They will clearly get those details.
Thank you.
Because the person have already reached over there.
So maximum every branch will get an email from the HO regarding the commercials and the process.
Probably from one of the head departments only, they have actually sent us over here for today this also. Right, ma'am, any other doubts for anyone? Hope process is clear for everyone. Ma'am, simple, I just don't want to take another few minutes of time, just hardly give me 1 minute. Process is very simple. During the pitch time, instead of we talking to the parents in a long way for the fees, explaining things, a monthly payment option with benefits is a beneficial factor for all the parents. So,
Do you also provide loans to schools to run the school?
yes, ma'am.
So the process has to be completed by the parents or from your side, the application and all?
Ma'am, it would be both, ma'am. Till the KYC part, we will be completing their details and everything. But we are not authorized to sign and enter their bank details and sign the agreement. We are not authorized for that.
Okay, so this process can be done online or one-on-one, you people have to talk?
No need, ma'am.
Okay, online
It's
can
an
be
online
done.
process.
And you have your own application app, so they have to fill the details in the app?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
They can directly log in via Google, greyquest.com/sign up.
The process, how many days it would take time if the parent has agreed for your
So if the
thing?
parent is agreed and if he is having all the documents, it will take 15 to 20 minutes to complete the process.
15 to 20 days?
20 minutes.
20 minutes, okay, okay. Okay, fine. And one more thing, as sir has told, the percentage is actually you have to tell us. So then only we can get one clarity on this. Because already we have one more option from Iris Florets itself. So they are very clear, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and this is a percentage.
Agree.
So we are currently availing that actually. So we need to know the difference between that and your organization so that it will be helpful for us to know much better about your plan. Yeah. Because already we are availing other option finance peer.
Yeah.
So this option, what is the percentage, the deduction, and what is the process timings, and how many days it would take time, and some other queries already some has mentioned. In between, some parent had left. So what is the process? Everything, if you let us know, so then it will be clear for us.
Yes, ma'am. So coming up to the point which you have specifically sir and you both were asking up, what percentages and everything, that on a detailed agreemental note that would be shared to you before signing. Okay, and I'll make sure my BD team personally sits here. Okay, before signing up. Okay, the same, sir.
So that would be the same for all the schools, or that would change on the discussions? Because you're not revealing here, so that's the thing I'm asking.
Whatever the commercial salary is same for complete 16 lakhs.
So complete all the Iris Florets, same percentage it would be. Okay, across Iris. Okay, fine.
Then I think you need to do this, share this with the head office. If the head office is convinced, then they will percolate the information to us. So, and why would you take 2 to 3 days to disburse the amount? Why 2 to 3 days?
Sir,
This amount transfer happens instantly, right? If you do a NEFT transfer, it takes a couple of hours. Why 2 to 3 days? In a day, probably you would be doing a transaction of say about say 100 into 40,000. How much would that come to? 100 into 40,000. 100 into 40,000, 40 lakhs. 40 lakhs interest for 2 to 3 days. How much would that come to? Interest, 1 day interest, 40 lakhs pay. Anyway, thank you.
Sir, for coming up into why 2 to 3 days disbursement is, once a parent completes his sign up, okay, he takes around 24 hours to make once, if he pays his whatever the signing and ENACS and auto debit, he makes that upfront payment by in the morning. Okay, we can complete the payment in 24 to 48 hours post verification of all his details, sir. There would be a little thorough check from our side also, so that it takes around 24 to 48 hours. That is why we personally ask any institute is like, give us around 72 working hours as a highest that time. In the morning, if the parent makes verification happen smoothly, by evening only we disperse it actually. But we take because in a worst case scenario, we don't want school to miss out on the payment part. So that's the reason why we personally say it is around that 72 working hours is what we require.
So first debit from the parents, when it would happen, first debit?
While filling the application only, ma'am.
When you fill the application, then and there itself, the first month?
Yes, ma'am, he would be paying it, yes.
So there is any processing fee for the parents?
No, ma'am, zero.
No, zero.
Zero. Yes, ma'am.
So this is like any other finance or loan that you are lending to the parent, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you'll be checking their KYC and CIBIL scores as well, I guess.
Yes, ma'am.
So are there any cases where, the Greyquest loan application was rejected because of low CIBIL score or other issues?
Ma'am, the worst case scenarios, very worst case scenarios, very worst case scenarios, yes, there are. If the parent CIBIL is around 500, 525, which is actually the worst case. Wherein, yes, ma'am. But in the full school funding model, we hardly reject. It's hardly around of total 100 applications, there would be only 1%, one or two applications which get rejected.
So at which stage will the parent know whether the application is...
While filling itself, he will get to know it.
Sorry?
While filling it. Once he enters his PAN details over there, then only we will get to know that it goes into credit review. Post that credit review only, we can get it. It hardly takes around 2 to 3 minutes, ma'am. And
so for example, if the application is rejected, we will ask the parent to apply with the co-applicant, either his relative or whoever it is. So if his CIBIL score is everything good, then we will process.
Okay, so that will not be applicable for a housewife mother.
So if the wife is working, then it will be applicable.
That's what. If she's not working, it's not.
So if she is a housewife, then there will be no revenue generated to her, right?
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
ma'am, any other questions, everyone? Aditya, you want to give anything more? Clear? Right. So, ma'am, this is all about Greyquest. I would be dropping off my details over here, my cards also. Any doubts, anytime, any of you can reach out to us and you can have a discussion. If any points and any things, you can always have a discussion with us. I'll share my details and everything over here. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Yes, once again. We'll have one activity now. as in when I share you the feedback paper, do not mix up the feedback of two different sessions. Be very transparent in giving your feedback. And yes, so now we'll have one old center and one new center to come forward. We'll make that pair and we'll have an activity of mock counseling sessions. Okay? So one experienced counselor and one fresher. All ready? Okay, raise your hand. Fresher will raise their hands. They need not to worry now. Okay, one fresher, please, Manisha ma'am. And one experienced. If you're not raising your hand, I know you. Zareen, come. Okay, ma'am. Next time, I'm not going to spare you. Okay, great. A big round of applause. Great, ma'am. So we'll have two chairs here. Yes, ma'am. One is for you and one will be for you. We'll have two mics. I'll give you one more. Thank you. Yes, so the fresher counselor will be asking questions as an inquiry. Okay? And the experienced one will try to solve all their concerns and queries. Okay? Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Like,
Place your chairs. Where? Here and here. So it's in front of camera. Yes, ma'am, you'll be there as you are. Manisha. Yes. Is this okay? Yes.
can you explain your curriculum?
Curriculum, ma'am?
Curriculum.
It's a leading edge curriculum, ma'am, which extracted from 4 curricula. And may I know the age of your child?
3.
3 years. So you are inquiring for nursery, right?
Yes.
Okay. For nursery, they'll be having 5 subjects, ma'am. Like core subjects are numeracy, literacy, and world around me. And they have art and craft, rhymes and stories as well.
Okay. She's very small. Like she's new to school. Like. She's just 3 years kid.
Okay.
You are showing many books. Like, is it important all those books for 3 years kid?
No, ma'am. Just see that activities. It's completely based upon activity-based learning.
Okay.
So if you observe the books, every page it's a small activity. For every subject, they have a textbook and an activity book.
Okay. Is it important? All those books are important for those kids?
No, ma'am. They just have 5 books only.
Okay. All those books you'll send to the home or?
No, ma'am. If requires, we send you.
Okay.
If any homework will be there, we will send the books to home.
My kid, she's some delay in her development. Then how you will treat her?
Oh, which kind of development?
Like talking and responding, like that.
Talking and responding. And is she able to talk?
Yes.
Is she able to understand your comments?
She can understand, but speaking is some delay if we compare to other kids.
Okay.
How you treat her?
Because our teachers are very trained in that, ma'am. Because they know how to deal with different kind of kids. It will take 2 to 3 weeks to make them understand what is classroom, how to behave in the classroom, what to understand what is teacher. It will take some time to every child. But in 2 to 3 weeks, I can assure you that they will adjust to that classroom ambience and everything. Teacher will take care of all that stuff.
Okay, because of COVID and ours, it is nuclear family. She is very much interested in cell phone. She'll spend most of the time in cell phone.
Yeah, I understand that even every child
how
is...
you will I want her to avoid the cell phone after coming to home. Then how you will train her to
We are also working on that, ma'am, because we are getting this query from every parent.
Okay.
We'll definitely working on that area, and teacher also try to stress on that, like what to say, like that to engage the child. Like don't see the cell phones, don't use much gadgets at home. If teacher says, they will listen. If some parents will ask the questions like this, if I say, they won't listen. If you say, ma'am, they will definitely listen. Please tell them.
Okay.
Yeah, continue, ma'am.
Yes, you carry on.
Yeah. If teacher says, some kids will definitely listen, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, you are charging 40,000.
Yeah.
For nurseries kids, 40,000 is very more money. Then how you will justify that money?
40,000, ma'am, that also you can pay in 3 terms. But we provide all the material, activity sheets, and we are not charging any activity fee additionally like others do, and even for field trips. So it's included all, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. No, I did not get a correct answer for that. I'm paying 40,000. Like for nursery kids, 40,000 is very more. While we are studying, for 10th class, we for inter we paid 40,000. Correct? Now, what is the difference? 40,000 paying for nursery. How you will make the difference in olden days and now like that? I'm asking.
You know, right? Our days are completely different. You know, now printing charges also increased. Yeah, please do consider. Even we are not hiring the teachers who just completed their graduation, and we are hiring the teachers who are carrying 2+ years of experience. We need to give them hike. They also expect, right?
Sorry, ma'am. All these questions from yes. All my inquiries questions I'm asking her.
So we do not compromise with the quality of teachers, ma'am. We have experienced teachers and we train them. So when we take freshers, we might get it at less salaries, but we do not compromise because safety is again a concern, and that's how we pay more to the teachers, because our teachers are quality teachers. So that's why we charge more from the parents also.
Okay.
So whatever you are paying for, it's worth more than what we are giving it to you. So rest assured, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Madam, other international schools are charging around 1 lakh, madam. And compared to that, we are charging much less. And let me tell you one more thing. You will not get, the school owner is not accessible to you, ma'am. Right? Whereas here we are accessible to you, number one. Number two, the student-teacher ratio is quite high when you look at international schools. You go to international schools and you do not bargain there. Because we are a small school and because we are small, we are able to provide the required quality. Our teacher-student ratio is 1:12. And the moment we get more than 3 teachers, we either provide an assistant teacher or we put them into another, we open another section. So these are the reasons. And madam, in case you are unable to afford, that is perfectly all right, madam. There are many other schools which fall into your budget. You can, all the best to your child, madam. And we are here to assist you anytime. Thank you.
You provide transport, right?
No, madam, we do not provide transport. However, we have a person who used to provide transport to us. I will share the number with you through WhatsApp. You may reach out to him.
You are not responsible for
I'm not responsible. I'm neither responsible nor accountable.
But school is not responsible for kids.
School is neither responsible for transport nor accountable. However, we can vouch for the person.
Okay.
He is a very...
while inquiries are coming, we are providing transport, we also have...
nowhere did we mention that we are providing transport. We used to provide transport earlier, madam, but now we have stopped providing transport. Our expertise is in teaching. Transport is not our area, ma'am.
Because we do not trust all the
handling children in the premises itself is a big thing, madam. Although it looks small, as long as nothing happens, all is fine, ma'am. We are all goody. The moment things go wrong, we are blamed. We are exposed. So we do not want to take any more chances on transport. However, we can help you in facilitating providing transport. We'll assist you in whatever ways we can. Thank you.
Intermediate, right? So this 40,000, whatever we charge, we see that the child is, taken care well in all the aspects, overall development. So the 40,000 which is being charged for +2 or not +2, intermediate, so they charge extra, like you have an extra classes, you pay for this. You are into A grade or alpha, beta, they have different sections. So for that you need to pay extra, right? So that is not being told in the beginning when you take admission into inter first year or inter first year. So what we charge, we deliver. And we don't, whatever we promise, we do it. We don't do any kind of fake promises, right? Yeah.
Madam, first thing is that we have not increased our fees for the past 3 years. We have not increased our fees for the past 3 years, number one. Number two, however, at the same time, the rent has gone up, the teachers' salaries have gone up, and the running costs have gone up, and we have not deprived the teachers of their salaries. We have not deprived the teachers of their salaries. We have not deprived the teachers of their salaries. And another point is that, I think, one more important point, madam, I forgot to inform you. Handling children is a very big thing, madam. You know, my teachers, I am proud of my teachers, ma'am. The kind of service they provide to the teachers is awesome compared to the teachers. You don't call them teachers, they are lecturers. They come, give a lecture and go, ma'am. Whereas my teachers, they take care of end to end. They are the second mothers for your child.
Next to mothers.
Second, next to mother. Sorry, next to mother. Sorry. Okay. Next to mother. So, I mean, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Yes, 2 more participants. 1 fresher and 1 experienced. Come voluntarily, others I'll call you. Come on, friends. Yes, sir is here, he is the backbone, he'll surely support. A fresher, yes, 1 experienced. Come on. Yes, ma'am. This is my place, I guess.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Yeah, how can I help you, ma'am?
Yeah, I came for the admission for my, hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, my child is like 3 years old.
Okay.
So I want to join her in this school. I want to join her in your school. May I know
Okay.
what is the age criteria and what is...
Sure, ma'am. If your child is falling under 3 years age group, she'll be suitable for nursery.
Yeah.
Yes, timings for nursery are from 9 to 12:30. Our fee structure is around 33,000 for nursery. So this is for the entire academic year, and it includes all the activity fees as well. We do not charge anything extra apart from this.
Actually, you're having the trained teachers, or may I know about the teachers?
Sorry, ma'am.
You're having trained teachers or?
Definitely, definitely. All the nursery teachers that are with us are from past 4 years with us, ma'am. So they are totally efficient, properly trained by IRIS. They can handle the children of that age group. Yes.
Okay. Like, can you assure the the safety will be taken care of by the teacher and the maid?
Yeah, definitely, ma'am. See, for every 15 students, we have a teacher. We have a helper. All of them always keep an eye on the children. All those 50 children, the teacher is responsible. She is always with them, taking care of them. And then apart from this, we have the, cameras and all installed. We also have coordinators. We also have support staff, security at the gate. So security is a priority.
Actually, my child is not able to eat the food properly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, teachers also train them at the nursery level, ma'am. Our teachers train so that, children learn to eat by themselves, pack their boxes. They help them keep the boxes in the...
If he's not eating at all, what you will be doing like
Teachers
that?
will help them. Helpers and, teachers will encourage the child to eat. But you please pack a little food. Do not pack, so much and expect the child to finish.
Yeah, it's okay. But if he's not ready to eat,
No, we'll encourage. We'll definitely encourage, motivate the child, to eat, and then we can have fun once they finish their box. We'll have many fun activities, right? So they'll be motivated to eat and go to have some fun.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. Yes. And ma'am also rightly said not to pack huge quantity of food in the boxes, because that's where mother's psychology works. Throughout the day, the quantity of food that a child eats, let us pack, and that's a teacher's headache to ensure that the food is completed.
The food that parent will be asking, what is the next step you are going to take?
Correct.
It will be empty.
Yes, so usually parents expect teachers to feed them. We do not give assurance, we'll try our best, but it's next to impossible for any teacher to feed all the students in the class, and we cannot be dependent and give this task to helpers also. So we'll try to, but we do not assure, and the reason is we want child to enhance that self-help domain as well. So we want child to get self-motivated to eat food on their own. And trust me, there are many children who will also love to do it. So whenever parents also feeding, they'll say, no, let us eat on our own. Very few children will be doing it. It's just because parents want to feed, they are feeding. But children are actually willing to eat food on their own. They still don't know how to hold a spoon or how to take a bite with their hands, but still they want to do most of the tasks on their own. So we'll motivate them. So that's rightly said by ma'am. Okay, one more. One experienced and one fresher. Yes, fresher is here. Experienced? A big round of applause to both of them.
Hello, ma'am. Hi. How are you? Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Please tell me. You have come for which class admission? Sorry, ma'am. I couldn't hear you. Third class and fourth class.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're looking for admission for third class and fourth class.
Yes,
So where they are studying, ma'am? So second and third, where they have completed?
No, madam. Here only in third and fourth class, less strength are there. Nearly only 10 or 8 members are there in third and fourth class. So one parent is motivating. They want to change another school. So I asked the reason why you are changing like that. They are not satisfied less strength.
So they are having less strength, so they are moving to the new school.
Yes, madam.
Okay, so only because of the strength.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then we are ready to take the admission. There is no concern at all.
No,
so we have enough number of students in a class. So we have maximum 25 students in a class for primary. So 25, I believe that would be good enough strength in a class.
No, madam. How can I improve third class and fourth class strength?
You want?
How to convince a parent?
So she's.
Going back from that, I think she's not.
Yeah, actually, ma'am is asking as a coordinator itself, ma'am.
Right. So how to convince the parent who is willing to stay back with the admission? So convince them that you stay back here and do not.
Okay, so you have only very few admissions in your school and you want to convince the parents. Yes, ma'am. So that I have only 8 admissions. Why first of all, we wouldn't declare that these many only admissions are there till now. That we shouldn't do it, ma'am. So that we are having only 7 or only 8. The major thing I do is like we are closing our admissions. I'll tell that. So only very limited admissions are there. So maximum is 15 for pre-primary and maximum is 20 for primary. So once we reach the maximum number, we close the admissions. So that will tell. That will not tell like these many admissions we have done and these many are left. That we shouldn't disclose to the parent.
We are not mentioned, madam, but by her child, only 8 members are there. There is no competition to my child. That's why I am changing the school.
So already been in our school and wants to change because of the number of students, number of strength. Okay. Yeah, so
We are able to pay personal attention on every child.
Yes, madam, I explained, but she is not convincing. And also she brings some more students with her. Why? Because strength, every time she is using that's the sentence only. Strength is less, that's why we are not interested.
If
Not
we increase with the
complicated like
strength, we don't want to really compromise with the kind of quality that we provide. That's why we purposely take less strength. Because we want to focus on the quality, we want to ensure that every child we pay attention to and grow properly. So that's why we purposely take limited number of students only.
so that we can assure, that we can actually convince the parent by the same thing. So see, if some international schools they take for pre-primary 24, 25 per class. So but we take only 15 students per class. 1:15 is a student teacher ratio we maintain. Why we are doing that? We want to give individual attention to the child. So for that we are doing it the minimum number itself. So by saying that we can convince the parent. So whereas primary, so many international schools they are having 40, 50, 60 per each class, but we are maintaining 25 maximum. So why we are doing that? Same thing. There the subject teachers will be, here also we maintain the subject teachers. The quality of education there, exactly what they are maintaining, we are also maintaining with very decent number of students, because we want to give that individual attention to each and every student. We'll ensure that, see, every concept the student has reached or not, they understood the concept or not, that care will be given here in our school, where we will not say about other schools, but we'll tell about we'll emphasize about our school, that we are having only this number of students because of these reasons. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And one more strong thing that we can, sit, ma'am. We can tell them is, which is actually the fact, and let us keep that in mind, that when she spoke about competition, it should never be a competition between two people or among more than two people. It should be always a competition with the student himself or herself, crossing her or his own performance, taking to the next level. Because when we start comparing it, of course, one of the students at one of the stage will get demotivated. So let us ensure not to compare, not to compete with others, but to compare and compete with their own performances. And that's how we stretch the level of performance of every child to next level. So we do not compare. We don't find that as healthy competition. When we compare, my last performance with myself is the healthy competition. So you can convince that, and that actually should be. Yes, sir.
Well, actually, whenever a prospect parent comes to me, what I emphasize is that, they come and say, okay, oh, my child knows Z to 1 to 10, he can recite, he will recite all this 1 to 100, but I tell them that, that is not something you see through your blatant eye, it's visible blatantly. While there are some other domains, cognitive domain, I picked up from you, ma'am. So, and we tell them that there are many other things that the child need to learn, and do not look at the destination. Let the child enjoy the journey. where is the destination? Is it 10th pass? Is it inter pass? What is it that we are looking at? Or is it MBBS pass? Let's let the child enjoy the journey. Number one. Number two, it's not learning, academic learning. It is life skills that the child is going to learn. He is going to know the kinetics. He will be able to interact with other children. He will start playing with others. He will get to know the joy of giving and taking, sharing, right? And we are seeing to it that we are preparing the child for the next level. We are preparing our children to the primary classes. So that's what we are trying to do. We are teaching life skills. That's what I emphasize upon. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, one more. Fresher, raise your hand. Please come. Manikonda, right? Okay. Experienced? Come forward. Yeah, please. Hope you are not willing to quit. Please.
Happy afternoon, madam. Thank you for visiting our school. Did your child come with you, ma'am? Oh, I wish if sir would also have joined you and the kid. That would have given you an opportunity to all of them to see the school, look at the infrastructure, interact with my teachers and see other children playing here. Sure, ma'am. When do you plan to come, ma'am? Tomorrow? 10 a.m.? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Please fill this form, ma'am, meanwhile. So what do you do, madam? Okay. Okay.
I think I have to stand here for this.
That's okay, sir. Yeah. So, looks like this is a fresh center, sir.
Sorry?
This looks like this is a new school, sir.
No, madam. We are running this school for the past 6 years.
No, sir. I would like to take the new school experience, actually.
You would like to take the new school experience?
Yes, sir.
Then this is not the right school for you, ma'am. This is not the right school for you.
No, sir.
Why are you opting for a new school, madam? Fresh school? What is the reason for?
So that I can get the answers for my questions, sir. What I am experiencing,
Okay.
I would like to...
Ask your questions, ma'am. I'll be happy to answer your questions.
Oh, thanks.
Please ask your questions.
Her school is new.
Yes.
So she's getting questions from the parents. So your reply should not be something which is related to experience because
Okay.
their school is a fresher. They cannot use your responses.
Okay. No, what role am I to play?
So, no, sir. I'll ask the questions that you can
Okay.
judge.
Okay.
The kind of response that you are giving as a fresher student.
Okay. Madam, you ask questions.
Yeah.
I will answer your questions.
So, looks like your school is a new start. The buildings are so new. So, how far I can trust you in, setting this up, the school or staying with the school? At any point of time, you may wind it up and leave so that my kid will be left alone. So, can you please suggest me how you're going to tackle
That's a very justifiable question from a mother, madam. And this is a mother which is, this question is coming from a mother, a genuinely, caring mother. Can you repeat your question, ma'am?
So, you have started this school, so...
How can we trust you?
Yeah.
That's your
It's
question,
2
ma'am?
months. It's a 2 months old school. How can we
Yes.
trust you?
Right. Good question, ma'am. So, to answer that, I've got experienced and trained teachers. All my teachers come from well-to-do families and their backgrounds are checked and I myself have got about 28 years of working experience. I stay quite near to this place, and I've been president of that colony for almost a decade, and I'm quite known in this area. So I have got credentials for myself, and I'm running this school. I have come into this field because I like children. I myself have got 2 grandchildren, and I'm quite attached to the children. So I think this reason should be good enough for you to enroll your child in our school.
I understand the backgrounds are so strong. However, if the number turn-ups, or the business is not doing good, or maybe because of a number of reasons that you might hold.
Why do you have this negative thought, madam?
Yeah, because it started recently. That trust. I mean, the kind of trust that I get when it is an 1-year-old center, and the kind of trust when I get it for a 2-month-old center is different. It varies. I hope you understand.
True, very much, very true, very true. I agree with you.
I understand the backgrounds are perfect. You have your perfections. However, taking into consideration, it's not a negative thinking that is going out in my mind that I'm putting it across you before. But when I'm getting my child admitted into a school, yes, I do need to check all this. And say, for example, due to your reasons, you might wind it up and you might go, and I will be left alone with no options. I don't want to go through all that.
That's a very good question, madam. And to answer your question, an educational institute cannot be, wind off, it's such a short notice. And I have come prepared to be in this field for at least 4 years. I have got adequate buffer to run the school for the next 4 years, come what may. So you can be assured of that. And in case you need any other proof that will help you in gaining my confidence, do let me know. I will share that with you, probably my bank statement or whatever. And any other, you tell me, madam, how do you want me to prove you that I'm a reliable person? My school is reliable.
Probably your planning structure or something might help me to understand.
Planning
What I
structure.
understand is usually a school gets shut down. Majority of the times is for 2 major reasons. Either the loss of funds,
yes,
or there is
Calamity.
a strong,
A calamity.
there is not a strong planning kind of. So yes, when the person is saying that we are financially strong, no need to tell them that we'll show you the bank statements, and I don't think so.
नहीं आ गया था वो मुंह से आ गया था.
It's okay, like
I didn't ask
giving
you
a
to show.
statement. Giving a statement itself is a kind of giving a word. So yes, we are financially strong, ma'am. Rest assured. And the second thing, we have a strong backup of corporate that ever in future we cannot shut down because we have a corporate.
That's a good point, ma'am. Yeah. Well, actually, I myself have worked for a top 5 IT MNC, and I worked as a manager and handling a big portfolio. So before coming into this, I've done my planning, and I have quite a strong experience in managing a business entity as such. So compared to that, this is a small unit, so I got that experience to run the school, ma'am. Over and above, before getting into this, I got an opportunity to interact with Sirish sir, and during my first interaction itself, we were able to establish a strong relation. And the Iris has got overall about 100 years of combined teaching experience. And they've got about more than 10 years of strong experience in running these kind of schools, and have been getting accolades year on year. So look behind me, madam. You can see all those, the awards and the accolades that not me, but the head office has got. So you got the head office backing along with me. Over and above, I have no experience in running the school. Let me tell you frankly. However, I'm good at running the administration, and the academics part is taken care by the head office. And I've got a decent team to run the school. I think this should be good enough to run the school, ma'am.
That should be enough, sir. Yeah.
So our stability is here. We are not going to, get moved or shifted to some other place, and maybe because of our
education, an institute, as an educational institute is such that you simply cannot wind up in 2 months, 3 months, or 5 months. And it's like the more you run the school, the more stronger you become, and the more matured you become. So, and we have come here to stay long now. So I hope this answered your question. Now coming back to your okay, ask any more questions.
Which try to due to certain reasons, but yes, due to corporate support that they had, they immediately ensured that students are not left out. Okay. Their academic year is not spoiled. That has been taken care of by all the sectors.
What you have asked is the worst scenario. Oh, no.
That is the first question that I'm getting, and hence I just asked
You're satisfied,
you.
okay.
It's not that to question something or something like this.
Fine.
I've been hit with this question all the time, so and hence I've asked
Okay,
this.
okay.
Nothing much.
Yes, ma'am. Next question, ma'am.
And hence coming back to the thing, my daughter is 4 years old, sir. She's done online schooling till LKG, looking up for UKG admission. However, she's not good at writing skills, sir. I hope that should be fine for an UKG admission. UKG.
4 years, I think, as per our criteria, the child need to will be apt for LKG, not UKG, madam. And she'll be out of place if you try to put her into UKG. She'll not be able to cope up with other children, because the other children have gone through the LKG process together in the same school. Whereas what's the name of your child, ma'am? Srija. Whereas Srija has attended an online school where she missed on the offline school activities. Therefore, I strongly advise that she go through the LKG. Put her in LKG, and that's the right age. So you do not worry about putting her into UKG. Let her put her in LKG, and she'll be comfortable studying there. Otherwise, she'll become uncomfortable. And moreover, we as a team would like to give wow experience to our children. The children are coming to our school for the first time. Every activity they do, they need to have a wow experience, and we strive towards giving a wow experience. To get that, Srija need to study LKG.
And also she has some speech delay, sir, wherein a speech therapist has been already referred, and but however, I would like to take a chance on the offline schooling for 2 to 3 months, so that she picks up with the language or something, and then would like to go for a speech therapy, sir. What would you advise?
I mean, there's no question of taking, there's nothing called testing, ma'am. You either put the child in the school or not put the child in the school. There's no point of testing as such.
No, sir, I'm not asking for a test or something. I'm saying I will take a chance for 2 months if she's going, probably by...
Sounds good, ma'am. I think it sounds good. So let her come to school, let her interact. We will observe her. I will inform my teacher also, the class teacher, to observe Srija. What I'm doing is I'm taking her name.
Yeah.
Therefore, the parent will be able to connect. If I say your child, it makes no sense. When I say Srija, we connect well. So let Srija come to school, and 15 days, 20 days we will observe, and we'll meet once again, madam. Probably one fortnight, after fortnight we'll review and discuss once again. Let's meet up once again, ma'am, and see how she's progressing. And if she's doing well, we will continue. And in case we find any challenges, we'll let you know in the areas where she has a challenge. Then you may reach out to the professional.
That should be fine, sir. And what about the fee structure, sir?
The fee structure, ma'am, actually I'll be happy if you would have come with sir and Srija. I would have got an opportunity to meet both of them, interact with them. Who takes the decision, madam? Is it you or sir?
That should be fine, sir. We take it together. However, you can pass on the information to me so that we can discuss at home. And
where does sir work, ma'am?
Sir works with the IT company, sir.
Which company is that, ma'am?
Infosys.
Okay. How about meeting today at 5 p.m., ma'am? Would that be fine with you?
It is not possible today, sir.
Tomorrow, 5 p.m.?
Probably in the weekend we'll plan, sir. However, before we step...
Weekend, that is today is Thursday. Fine, ma'am. We'll do one thing. Let's meet up on Saturday, and you may pay the advance of 5,000, and I'll give you the prospectus and that application form. You may submit it, and Monday morning you can send Srija. And while sending Srija, please ensure that is she potty trained?
Not, sir. Not.
Okay, my helpers will take care. You need not worry about that. And my helpers will also help in feeding the child. We got the feeding time, so and at that time all the children sit together and eat together. Therefore, she finds it odd to sit separately. Therefore, she'll get accustomed to eating along with other children. You need not worry about that. And I will share the list of documents that are required to be submitted once you pay the initial fees. That I'm going to share it now. And Saturday when you come, I will share the fee details with you, ma'am.
Yeah, I would like to know the fee structure because...
I'll share with you on Saturday, madam. Do not worry, I'll certainly share with you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Do not worry, madam. It's only 2 days time. Okay.
I
I'll share with you.
understand, sir, but we have to decide.
I need to plan my finances, whatever, maybe a 50, 60 or 30, 40.
Certainly, madam, it will be much, quite less than any other international school, ma'am.
No, I'm not expecting international fees, but still there should be some number, right? Approximate number, if you share, then I'll be more than happy. I can plan it, right? If you say 30, then okay, fine, I can plan it. If it is 40, I need to think. So at least a rough figure, if you say, may not be, you can say approximate
I'll
number.
share this on Saturday, madam.
Yeah, you will be definitely sharing, I'll definitely be coming. But no, I'll be a little satisfied. Being a mother, I also need to plan my finances, right? So... Fine, I'll have to pass on to my husband. No, he also need to look into his finances.
I'll do one thing, madam. You please share his number, ma'am. I'm going to put it.
I can share my number, so you can share it to me.
I have your number already here.
No, sir. Well, anyways, I want to know the fees, sir. Approximate number.
Fine, ma'am. Okay, fine, ma'am. The admission fee is 5,000 and the tuition fee is 40. This is LKG, right? 43,500, and the books and uniform would be separate, which I'm going to share with you offline later. And the uniform will be coming somewhere in the month of third week of June, madam. So do not expect the uniforms to come, before that. And as far as the books are concerned, once the fees is paid for the books as well, in a week's time, I'll see to it that you get the books.
So, okay, fine, sir. Thank you so much for sharing the fees. That is 5 and then you said 45. 5,000.
You may pay this through Google Pay or Phone Pay. I'll share it on WhatsApp, madam.
Sure.
And the school has got a bank account. You may as well, pay through NEFT transfer.
Sure. Thank you so much. And you said books and uniforms, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So those will come somewhere around 4 to 5,000?
The books would be 3,500, madam.
Okay.
And the uniform, I'll let you know. We are yet to work out on the finances. Once it is done, I will share with you, ma'am.
Fine. But uniform, a pair should be somewhere around 6 to 700, I guess?
It's not a pair, ma'am. You're going to get the entire kit as such. So it will include bag, cap, belt, shoes, socks, 2 pairs of uniform, 1 pair of white uniform, and I think there are a few more. Anyway, I'm going to share all this. It's too early for me to share now. I don't. Sorry, ma'am. Certainly, ma'am. We'll discuss this on Saturday morning. Fine. Okay. So, will you be paying the entire amount now, ma'am? Yes. You'll be paying it now. Okay, let's do one thing, ma'am. You please pay 5,000 now as an advance. I will share the prospectus and the application form with you.
No, sir. Let's find out with everything.
You're sure you're going to pay now?
Yes, sir.
How are you going to pay, ma'am? This is my QR code.
Okay.
So you may pay. Are you going to pay it now? How are you going to pay? Google Pay or Phone Pay,
Sir, I
ma'am?
have card, I have Google Pay, I have Paytm, I have...
Okay, fine, ma'am. So it comes to 3,500, 41, 43, 46, 51. It comes to 56,000, ma'am, all put together. So you may pay that amount, ma'am.
Sir, no more discussions.
Oh.
I'm paying single shot, sir.
You will paying it right away. Okay. I will reduce the admission fee by 50%, ma'am. So that comes to 53,500.
Sir, I'm paying single shot now, so can you please...
Ma'am, this is the best I can give you. I don't think I can give you anything more than this, ma'am.
Okay, we'll think and I'll let you know.
But, okay, thank you.
Thank
this
you
is cheating.
I know. I understand.
And mother doesn't talk like this.
No, sir, mothers will talk like this.
No,
Nay, madam.
the talk was not the cheating, but 2 much, sir. It was great. It was pleasure.
Bandaguda is also new branch. Like what Gayatri query is like, it is new branch. How you will manage? Like I'm answering. I want to clarify that I'm saying correct or not. Like I'm saying that this is new branch, but this is not a new school. Already we are having 60 branches. Like we will get curriculum to all. Yes, we are already established branch, and we are getting the same curriculum to all the branches. So, like we can manage, this is not the new branch, like this is not the new school, like we already have experienced HO members, they'll guide us. Like I'm saying that, is that correct?
And even the teachers who are into your school are also
Experienced one, because students are directly
Yes,
going to be in the
already
hands of the
established branch,
teachers.
and we are getting the
Though
same
HO is
curriculum
going
to
to send you beautiful curriculum.
For only 1 hour, later on we are moving into the time. Okay, so slowly they will habituate to that. Slowly teacher can see them,
Yes,
how
ma'am.
they are behaving, everything. Na?
We have this Dr. Mantri on board with us for the entire year, and our teachers are also going to be trained for child psychology, and for all kind of delays or special children also, she's on board with us.
Okay, ma'am. One more doubt. I have, this is the last doubt. One of my friend advised her to join in your school, and she observed in another school that most of the students are with incomplete notes and incomplete textbooks and everything. So how will you solve this problem?
Okay, that means you are concentrating on quality or in quantity, ma'am. That's just one thing. Because if they know how to write A, they no need to complete whole page. Yes, if they don't want to write in book, it's enough. Okay, good. They can write in another page in rub book, or they want to paint with paint A with their fingers. Then total the concept.
No, ma'am. I'm not going with that. I'm saying if my kid is absent for 15 days or 20 days, so how will you solve that all the things when he was absent?
Okay, teacher will take care of that one, ma'am. Definitely. Every day with the 15 minutes and half an hour, when they are playing for only for 15 minutes, teacher will take the extra care, then he can cope up with that.
Okay, ma'am. Then today is Friday, right? Monday I'll come with my husband and I'll take admission. Okay. And the one thing I'm very happy that I got answer from you, that is about psychologists. Thank you.
Yes, but usually we don't permit for 10-15 days leave also. Other than any medical purpose, we don't entertain those many number of leaves. But yes, concepts are more important than, as ma'am said, completing books. So if your child is okay with the concepts, I think that should be satisfactory. Thank you so much, ma'am. Take care, ma'am. Yes, friends. Is anyone else willing to participate? I think most of the questions which are frequently being asked are covered, and we have got the gist of where to draw a line. how to read between the lines, where to focus on, we have come to know to a greater extent. So I think to a larger kind of inquiries, we assure you that to a certain extent we are now confident enough to handle them. Am I right? As in when we get queries, we will surely be there. Yes, Navya ma'am. Please. They might be, because even we do that. You can give all the informations which are available on our website, on our brochures, on our flyers, everywhere. Certain information, something like fee structure and all that, which sir tried to give diplomatic answers, try to give in that way, which only your specific center, other than you, no one else is aware of it. Other than that, yes, there is nothing to reveal everything because it's all there, everywhere. Other than fee structure, if you have that doubt of the parent is not a genuine and they are fake inquiries, of course, other than fees, I think you can reveal everything. Everywhere it will happen, ma'am. That clicked. That's okay. That's part of any work. But I think you should be experienced by now, Zareen. High time for you to gauge that. Yes, sir.
I do not proceed further unless until two things. Number one, they either fill the form, or two, they come with the child. Let me tell you, I had a doctor coming, I think for daycare or for some other reason. This happened during, I'll share my experience, an anecdote I'll share with you. So that doctor came and she came alone, and I don't even take trouble family parents. That's a big headache. No, it's always good to take with who have got two, father, mother, grandmother, grandfather, that they are safe. Single parent, very tough. Be careful. She came and she asked, give me all the details. I told her, please fill the form. She didn't fill the form. Then I said, no madam, I don't think I can move forward unless until you fill the form. I'm not sure how genuine you are. You didn't even bring your child. And she was very arrogant. She said she'll leave. She left. I didn't mind. That's okay. And I'll share one more incident with you. Father, mother have come along with the child. And he too was a little arrogant. He said he will not fill the form. And I told him, unless until you fill the form, unless until I know the parents, how do you think am I going to service your child? And we try to give a customized service to the children. So without knowing the child, without knowing the background, I don't think I can move forward. And then he succumbed. He understood that I was genuine. He filled the form. He was quite reserved, conservative, and that parent did not come back yet. I'm expecting him to come in the month of June. So you will have these tough situations. Though we shouldn't try to evade the situation. Let us face it. We are in the public figure and we need to face, and this is bound to happen. However we try to dodge, we will be hit by it. So better confront it.
Yes, ma'am. Any other questions? All okay?
we go ahead with our PPT. The last module is skill set. Can anyone tell me what are the skills required for a counselor to be a good counselor? We had discussed few of it. Patience, okay, patience to deal with, because you're not dealing with students. What do you do in your class, my dear friends, if all the students start talking all together? You ask them to raise their hand and talk, right? Okay, so what are the skill set required? Yes, ma'am. Superb. So patience is required. Great. What else? Convincing. Super. That's one of the best skills. You need to be confident. You cannot hesitate. You cannot show that you are hesitant. Of course, then as a parent, I'll doubt your capabilities and your promises. I'll doubt. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Superb. Handling problems and resolving conflicts, decision making. Superb. People management. So how are you going to solve a problem? How are you going to decide to any concern or any challenge? What are the aspects that you are going to consider for decision making? Yes, ma'am. Good. Okay. Okay. Now I'll tell you. Yes, ma'am. Genuine or not, absolutely. We cannot immediately ask and call the teacher and expose the teacher or talk to the teacher in front of the parents, because for a parent we are one. Correct. So from the parents' point of view, we can just take the concern and tell them, we'll surely get back to you, resolve it internally and ensure that we positively give the reply timely. Now, whenever any certain situation comes to you where you have to decide to certain things, how are you going to decide those things? Decision making. It's not always parents' concern that you are going to face. There are certain concerns that happens in your school and you have to decide and take decisions spontaneously. How are you going to do that?
First of all, we have to listen the situations happen to the both sides. And we have to ask the situation has happened badly or nicely. We can't judge by one side listening.
So I'll tell you those few simple steps, which is very easy. Okay. So first thing is identify the root cause of any concern, any problem that comes to you. What is the root cause? The solution is actually in the root cause. So if you're able to find out that, you'll also ensure that the same problem is not created for the next time. Okay, that's number one. Once when you identify the root cause, your second major step is jot down the probable solutions. Solution 1, solution 2, solution 3, solution 4. These can be your solutions, right? After you write that, as what rightly ma'am said, what are the advantages and disadvantages of every probable solution that you have jotted down? Now you try to think of the problem, you try to think of the solution, you also try to think of the advantages and disadvantages of all your solution A, B, C, D. Okay? Now, the major part, and that is decision making. How are you going to decide A, B, C or D? You've mentioned advantages and disadvantages. Think of the ways that these are the areas where I'm ready to compromise, these are the areas where I'm not ready to compromise. What are these areas? These areas are nothing but your priorities. Like, betterment for the child should be your top priority. Betterment of the parents, betterment of the school. All these are your priorities. So first priority is betterment for the child. Second is betterment of the parent. Likewise, based on these priorities, you work on the advantages and disadvantages of every probable solution. Pick up the best, and that's where your solution lies. Got it? Think of the concern that you have faced. No need to tell me that concern also. And think of the probable solutions. And then think of advantages, disadvantages. Now set your priorities and decide one. Okay, so that is one, decision making. What are the other skills? Very good skill, decision making. But yes, ensure that your director is there in the loop. Without your director's permission, because your point of view and your director's point of view will surely vary. So ensure that you take approval of your director for implementing any of your decisions. Yes, another skill set. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Take that ownership of responsibility.
Yes. It should be in line with the director, like how the director owns the school.
But let me tell you, ma'am, unless and until if the director is not
Taking keen interest,
Yes.
it will make a little difference. I do not doubt the capability, honesty and commitment of any counselor.
Yes.
But still there will be an impact in the performance of the school.
So the relationship between the counselor and the director is the main key here.
Yes.
We should have a healthy relation.
Right. It should be very transparent, very honest, and it is from both the sides. Now, or is to human. Every human being happens to make certain kind of mistakes at certain level. But yes, that should not damage any person, that should not damage any brand, that should not be, damaging huge amount of finances. And then ensure that the same mistake is not happened. If these things are happening by a counselor, if the director is also ensuring that yes, I'm with you, let's together ensure that this thing doesn't happen, I think that rapport will surely go ahead. But yes, ensure that from the counselor's side, you need to ensure that that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen for the next time. Because even a counselor need to understand that a director has actually invested a huge amount. And they are having other challenges other than finances, which everything they cannot reveal it. So try to understand from their point of view also and empathize each other, and I think it's a win-win situation to both the parties if you try to empathize. Yes, what else? What are the other skills required? Only these many? Yes, planning is very much required. Planning, what exactly is planning, friends? Perfect term that you have used. So when I say management skills, when I say organized skills, when I say time management, it's all same. When you manage your time is nothing but your good organizational skills. You can do either of two things. Okay, now pay attention very clearly. Only two things you have to do when it comes to time management, when it comes to enhancing and sharpening your organizational skills. Whatever your roles and responsibilities are, either divide that based on the deadlines, like daily, weekly, fortnight, monthly, and then use that checklist. Or you make a to-do list on everyday basis and ensure that before you leave today from the school, you make your to-do list for tomorrow along with the deadlines and update that to-do list every day. So say, that's what I do, that's how I practice all my tasks, not only at my professional front but even at my home front. I do the same. So these are my professional tasks that I'm supposed to do on the priority basis, little late and little more late. With the deadlines, you need to write and update that. Okay, today's checklist done, one carry forward. For tomorrow, or I have to complete that after 2 days. Make that everyday to-do list with the deadlines, or you make one list that you are supposed to do these things every day, these things weekly, these fortnight and these monthly. And it's managed. Ensure that nothing is left over. Everything is covered there. 99% of the tasks will be covered there. 99% of your accuracy, your performance will be done there. But if everything is here, of course you tend to forget, because we get influenced with many things. All of a sudden one of the family members is hospitalized. Everything is blank. So certain unavoidable circumstances when we face, ensure that let our work is not affected. The person who is there in place of you, so maybe counselor, if you are giving in charge to the director or to one of the senior teachers, ensure that ask her to check my cell phone or check my diary, and the work will go. Basically, system should work more than a person. Today, I am there, I am not there, but system should go on. In my absence, work should not stop. The show must go on. Ensure that we build a strong system. That's management skills. Perfect. Time management. What are the other skills? So yes, we have gone through listening skills. What do I mean when I say listen? Listen to parents' pinpoints. Listen to parents' priorities. Listen to parents' expectations, their problems, their barriers. And when I say listen, it is actually reading, gauging and understanding between the lines. And one more thing, friends, whenever you talk to any inquiry, okay, when you are making a format of follow-up calls or follow-up conversations, ensure that you note down the conversation of each of your follow-ups. When you go through these register, you will realize that what are the questions being frequently posed by that specific inquiry. So you'll come to know what are their queries, what are their barriers, what are their pinpoints, what are their priorities, what are their expectations. And that will take you where to talk, what to stress on. I hope you are trying to get me. Right? So note down all the conversations that happen right from day one to all the follow-ups. In your absence, if someone else is doing, if I'm visiting your center, in your absence, if there is any inquiry walking in, if the register is in front of me, I can easily go ahead with my conversation also. So ensure that this happens. If director is doing it, in her absence, counselor can easily take up the third follow-up. If counselor is doing it, director can easily take up that. So there can be that option. Convincing skills, as we discussed, emphasis on do's and don'ts. Do's are nothing but the priorities that we got to know through the listening of the parents. Their expectations and their priorities are the do's that we do it in our school. So when you convince the parent, you have to focus on these do's. What are these do's? Do's are nothing but what parents are expecting. So while convincing, you have to focus on their expectations, you have to focus on their priorities. While convincing them, your don'ts should be their pinpoints. I assure you, ma'am, the child later or sooner will converse in English because that's their pinpoint. Your don'ts should be the problems and the barriers of your parents when you listen to them. Don't worry, parents, we assure you that we will balance conceptual teaching classes and practical activities also. Got it? Any doubts? But at every stage, do not forget that safety is prime importance, emotional safety and physical safety. None of the parent will be able to compromise there. No one will be ready to do that. So that should be one of your strongest point in convincing skills. Okay. Next is administrative skills with time management, which is equal to organizational skills, which we just discussed on. Okay. Yes. So these are the two options. So the first point is nothing but A, B, C, D, E, F, your work, your tasks. And the next 2 points are the two options that I gave you, either a to-do list or daily, weekly, monthly. Next is decision making. This is again the same thing which we discussed. Identify the root cause, work on the advantages and the disadvantages of all probable solutions that you list. Based on the priorities, you have to pick the solution. There is no scope of repenting in future also, because you are justified. Because of this strong reason, you have picked the solution. But yes, do not forget to take your director's approval there. Okay. Leadership skills. So friends, what is leadership? It's not always, I'm going to command. That's not leadership. It's always taking your team together. The major skill in a leadership is to understand the strengths of every team member. Because everyone is good at something or the other. You might be good at completing work on time. You might be good at perfection. Whatever you do, you are very slow, but you are perfect. Please, she's not slow. But she does it perfectly. She can do work of 2 people at a time. That's her strength. This is her strength. Try to identify the strengths and assign work. Simple. There are certain teachers who are good at administrative skills. There are certain teachers who are extremely good at convincing parents. There are certain teachers who are very good at art and craft. There are certain teachers who can take care of any kind of child that's in your school. Cranky one or any type of a child. So try to identify the strengths of the team members, assign that kind of responsibility and ensure that you utilize the services of that team member to the maximum potential. And the weaknesses that a person is having it, try to overcome and convert into strength over the period of time. That's a true leader. Otherwise, as a leader, I know she cannot do perfectly. As a leader, I know she cannot do even her own task. How can I expect her to do task of 2 people like her? I cannot, and I don't want to now, because I know what's her strength. That's the true leader, where I should be able to assign respective tasks to respective people who they really deserve, where we can get maximum output. Got it? Okay. So 2 things: manage work in an organized way and manage people positively. Only 2 things basically. Communication skills. Yes, very, very important. Everything is affected only because of miscommunication. Affected badly is because of miscommunication. So few tips. Talk to the point. When you try to talk elaborately, you try to end up telling certain things which you should not. Isn't it? You try to give lot many information and then you end up giving one information which was actually not supposed to be shared. So try to give limited information, talk limited, which is actually required. Ensure that whatever strong points you wanted to deliver is delivered. Mind your intonation. Do not be loud. Naturally your voice might be loud, but ensure to the parent that it's not offending. You have to make a practice of lowering your tone when you talk to a parent. Okay, so yes, and before you talk to anything, always ensure that you first place positive things. As sir started, I appreciate that you came to my school. It's a very good question. You know, something like that. So always start with a positive note and then give them a good in a diplomatic way. But yes, start always with a positive note. May it be a parent or a teacher. Because as a teacher, if you talk to me that what all things I'm not doing or I'm not good at, I will surely feel that you are not acknowledging my other good things. So first acknowledge, that's a motivating factor, and then extract your work. So listen before you speak, start with a positive note, do not go around the bush, sorry, it's a busy. Try to keep it straight, articulation is very important, vocabulary, even your misuse of one single word can damage your entire conversation also. That can damage your intentions as well. So ensure that the vocabulary that you use is good. If you are unable to find it in English, you use any other language, but you ensure that your vocabulary used is the perfect one. And you know, this reminds me of one true incident. In few of my sessions, I did give this example also. Do you know Napoleon? How many of you know that he was very short at height? He was stout. And he was a great warrior. He wanted to conquer the entire world, right? That's what we know about Napoleon. So there was this one day when this discussion was happening in their library of all the war strategies and all that. And Napoleon stood up to take one book from the top shelf. Now he couldn't reach because he was like me. So his bodyguard was tall. And he held him. What did he say, you know? I'm greater than you. And he gave a big slap. He wanted to say, I'm taller than you. He's not wrong because he wanted to say that I'm taller than you. But he said, I'm great. Napoleon is known as Napoleon the Great. How can be someone that also a bodyguard be greater than him? He couldn't stand that. So he was wondering, though I helped him, what did I receive? So misuse of words will actually end up damaging your conversation or your intentions. So use correct vocabulary. Okay, do not talk for a longer time. Try to make it as crisp and as strong as possible. Firm. Avoid using negative words and sentences. Your talk should build trust and respect. Think before you speak. Whatever you speak, are you building positive relations? Are you building trust or not? That's how I started the session with building and connecting with the people, building relations. Okay? Yes, that was about communication skills. We have lot many things to talk when it is communication. You need to communicate with corporate office, with the directors, with the teachers, parents, students and sub-staff. So all your tasks on the daily basis, all the counselors need to share it with the director on the daily basis. Right from the finances to the maintenance of the registers, number of inquiries, everything. Whatever concerns you had come across, everything. Okay, you can make that practice of daily report, sharing on a Google Sheet or through mail, anything. That is through the directors. And yes, communication through to the corporate office, you need to share certain details which you have to do it. Communication with the director and teachers report, parents feedback, everything. Whatever falls under your responsibility and everything falls under your counselor's responsibility. So ensure that you communicate it with transparency. Okay? Okay. Then it's communication with parents, teachers, students and sub-staff. Now I want to know from you, how do you communicate with the parents and what are the challenges that you face when you communicate with the parents? How do you promote communication with the parents? How do you request parents to communicate with you, with the school? Like Request parents to ensure that they stick to using school diaries, almanac, to communicate with the teachers. Request teachers not to share their contact numbers. Okay? Communication should be through diaries. I gave you an example, now you tell me. How are you going to communicate with the parents, with the teachers, with the sub-staff? And with the peer group. Achha, you are a counselor. Okay. Parents, teachers, students and sub-staff. What are you going to ensure while communicating to the parents? Number one, start with a positive note. Tell them that stick to the diary. Kindly do not disturb teachers when they are in the classrooms. While pick up and drop, we cannot assure you, but yes, if the teacher is okay, can allow them to. And during CPMs, child progressive needs, let the teacher talk to the parent. Okay, what are the other ways that you communicate with the parents? That's good, because usually parents also prefer Saturdays. They might have off or half a day. They can come and meet. That's good. Okay. Also take them into confidence that whatever we try to ensure a child to do, it cannot happen without parent support. They are equally responsible and they are equally a part of that journey. They play a very major role. No, if they are not ready to give time or effort, there are certain things like they should not speak bad about the school. And you can also give them a small document or a tips of how can they support in our journey. So say if you are talking about honesty, if you are talking about life skills, if you are talking about conceptual teaching, what are the tips and what is their role and how can they contribute to that? Like if we are teaching body parts, okay, give them 2 activities that they can do it at home. Ask the child and play with the child and ask the child to sit on your back and you can walk with your 4 legs and then talk about each body part. Keep your right leg towards my right hand. Keep your left hand on my left shoulder. You know, something like this, if we can give tips to the parents, that they are supposed to contribute in enhancing these conceptual skills at home through these ways. So this kind of communication, you need to talk to the parents that without your support it would be difficult. However, we are doing our best. These activities will send it to you. This newsletter also will send it to you every month. We have to make them understand, and that's the reason I am telling you they should know what is their role. They should know in what way they have to contribute. So in one way they can contribute is signing the diaries every day, which few of the parents are not doing it on the daily basis. During your PTMs, you have to tell them that yes, they should sign, because we communicate through that. You might skip with certain important messages in the circular if you are not signing the diary every day. What is the parent's job? You know, as soon as the child goes home, they'll open lunch boxes. If it is not completed, teacher की तो band बज जाती है. Water bottles, it is filled twice. They feel that what bottle we have given is still there. So that's where they focus on. Let us bring that awareness that you need to focus on these areas also. Okay. So that's communication with the parents. How are you going to communicate with the teachers? What kind of conversation you will have and how frequently? I strongly suggest to have meeting with the teachers once in a week. Maintain the minutes of the meeting and the agenda in the meeting. If you are not okay with once in a week, you can go ahead with once in fortnight also. Sorry? That's great. That's great. So usually that's what I suggest, that counselors are supposed to be as transparent and as possible and send daily updates to the director. But if good, but yes, if it's not possible on the daily basis, because not with every center it happens, and if it's happening, that's really great. And the agenda of the meeting, weekly or fortnightly, should be the progress of the child. Discuss about every child. Strategy A is working, B is not working, C we are unable to see any change, or ABC, because if there are 3 teachers, there will be one beautiful suggestion or the experience shared by teacher B which might see a good change. So always have this constructive meetings and document these meetings also. Yeah, please sir.
Since I am in the school Monday to Saturday, every day, I leave after the teachers leave. I see what's happening in the school and I go around the classes, and I do not disturb them while the classes are going on. However, once the school is over, once the children go, I ask the teachers to assemble in the office room, and what I do is what went well, what did not go well, and I emphasize on what did not go well, and I ask them what can be done better to do well. And I very strongly, very clearly tell them, no, the good things do not, it doesn't matter if you tell me or not, but something did not go well, I will be happy to hear from you, right? And it is not, it does not reflect on you or your performance. It is very important that I get to know that before, instead of hearing from the parents. So that's very important. This comes under communication skill, because you need to have that guts to share what has happened, either today or tomorrow or day after. It'll escalate, it'll surface. It's better to tell right away, so that we do what do you call that, this face saving activities. This happened with me. Like there was one child whose nail got turned off. Someone hit on the face, and it can be seen. So no one told me. The parent called up and informed me. So then I inquired. I apologized, and then I told him that it's not happen in future. So if I would have known that before, I would have informed the parent, this is what has happened, and this is not very common, but since children are there, it is common to happen.
Thank you. So yes, that is about communicating with the teachers as regular as possible, and ensure that your meetings are constructive, which is revolving around for the betterment of the children first, school, teachers, everyone. Then it is with the students. I remember my child's counselor, coordinator, when he was studying in pre-primary, he knew everything about my child. The entire psychology she was aware of. Sorry, not he, she. She was aware of everything. Because when I went to pick my child, it was an assessment pen and paper exam date, where she was instructing to the teacher, my child's class teacher, that he won't write the assessment, show the chocolates and tell him that yes, these are the chocolates, I'll give it to you, and he'll write. But just give it in his hand, ensure that he's not eating it. Because he used to develop severe cough and cold with that chocolates. So she knew everything about my child. So as a counselor, we need to know the likes, dislikes, health issues, the entire psychology of every child. That's how we are supposed to coordinate with the children when we talk to them. What likes him? What is his fantasy? With what topic if I discuss with him or exchange a statements of conversation, I'll bring a smile on his face. That as a counselor you need to know. What motivates him? That is about communication with the students and with the sub-staff. Friends, what is the requirement of a sub-staff? Tell me. Only one word, and that is respect. Consideration that they are there. They actually doesn't expect much. They just want them to be considered, respected. Ensure that you do these two things and you win their hearts. And there is nothing wrong in becoming a little more humble also. There's nothing wrong in serving them a plate of food. It's all okay. So ensure that we give that required respect. Yes, academic knowledge you need to have. Subject-wise teaching pedagogies, classroom management, teaching learning styles, child psychology. These are the 4 major areas that you need to know about. We give training, and that's why I don't know how many of you have read my mail, but I clearly stated that we insist every director to attend counselors and teachers training, and we insist every counselor to attend teachers training for this purpose. Because these are the modules that we train teachers on. We train teachers on classroom management, we train teachers on child psychology, we train teachers on pedagogy, which all of you should be aware of it, because other than that, how will you realize are they performing well or not? So ensure that you attend these 2 days of teachers training also. Okay, social skills. Build long-lasting alumni relations and initiate the talks. These 2 are the skills that you need to now develop. That's social skills. Other than that, there is a huge list, but at least these 2 on the immediate basis. And yes, presentation skill is always there. How do you present your teachers? How do you present yourself? It should be all positive, all the time. What are the negative signs of presentations? Presenting yourself in a negative way? Maybe a few gestures, your body language, your expressions, you might not know, but then you try to frown your face, and I'm able to decipher that you are not happy with my posing so and so question. So I can decipher that with your facial expressions. If you are sitting like this, I know that you are not open to what I'm saying. You are not accepting to what I'm saying. If you are very much keen and bent towards me while talking, you are highly interested in me. And when you are sitting casually, you are least bothered about me. So your body sends signals and messages. You need to be very much careful with that. Especially when you talk to all the people whom you communicate with. Your directors, your teachers, your parents, your students, everyone. They speak volumes. Many messages you are sending it. So what are do's and don'ts in your body language? Let's have a look at it. Okay. Do's. Eye-to-eye contact that builds trust. Smile naturally, no fake smiles. When you give a fake smile, on the very next moment you are serious. That's a fake smile. Keep arms open so that you are open for the conversation and for their questions, for their critics. Use natural hand gestures. Stand up straight. You know, when I'm talking to her, I cannot stand like this and talk to her. My feet should be facing her. So, feet, I mean to say my face should face her. That should be your standing postures. Keep feet pointed towards the person when you talk. And what you should not do is blink too much. You shouldn't stare. You should not wear sunglasses. You should not slump. You should not cross your arms while talking. You should not fidget or bite your nails
or tap your foot. You should not have your hands in your pocket when you're talking to your parents. That's out of the ethics and manners. Okay, so these are the certain postures and gestures that you have to maintain. That speaks a lot about what's going in your mind. As a counselor, you need to be very careful. That is body language. Non-verbal communication is body language. Virtual, in person, and communication through words and through non-verbal, that is body language. That covers everything under communication. Yes, friends. Any questions? Any incident that you would like to share? First thing, is that rumor correct or wrong? Is that word correct, what they are spreading, or that's a rumor? It's a rumor. Need not to worry, my dear friends. If you are justifying your role, that rumor is not going to last long. I am a parent who is spreading that rumor, right? All false things. There is another parent of your school. Will she agree to it? Because she isn't experiencing those things. So these rumors won't last long. I don't think so that should impact, ma'am, because if I'm a parent and if I want to take admission in your school and if somebody is telling me something bad about you, I won't trust unless and until I don't see. Usually that's what happens with every person. None of us should actually trust unless and until we don't see it with our naked eyes happening. So usually parents won't. Unless and until they have that strong feeling of not taking admission there, they will trust the rumors. If they are strongly willing to take admission in your school, they will never trust any of these rumors.
I think the maximum strength that we have is probably 120, right? Anyone above 120. So I think most of the parents we should be knowing in person. In my case, we should be knowing the parents in person. And when you know a person, the parent in person, you get to know, you will get the feelers whether, they have any intentions of, spreading rumors or not. There was one case where a parent approached me. He told me on my face, I got to know that your school is not doing good, your school performance has gone down. He told me on my face. I told him, I know the reason behind that. Basically, the reason is that he's preparing a collage of his daughter. And he asked me to take photographs of his daughter. I instructed my teachers, they couldn't do a good job there, and the photos that were sent was not to his satisfaction. So he expressed his anger in this way. So I told him, fine sir, I'll get the photographs done as a special case for you, and I prepared one folder and sent it to him. He's a happy parent. So I think we need to get the feelers beforehand, before it goes, before it becomes an issue. We should identify it when it is in the stage of risk. We should be able to mitigate the risk before it gets converted into an issue. Ignore it. When you are confident about your school, this is bound to happen. Be prepared for all these consequences. Do not expect all good things. There are some not so good things which are going to happen, and be prepared for that. That's it. Don't get perturbed. Do not get perturbed. See how you handle it with grace. If they are saying something, that's okay. You are confident about your school, about your teachers, right? So go ahead. That's okay. That's my point of view. That's how I look at it.
Because the reason that I want to take admission in your school is totally different from the rumors that I'm receiving it.
So to certain extent, I'll surely not trust and won't go with it because that's not my priority also, as what rightly sir said. In his case, the rumor was about school is not taking care because the collage was not made. So for me to take admission in your school, college is not that priority to me. So I won't go ahead with those rumors. And it won't last long. Yes. Any other concerns? Something that you are unable to answer the parent, unable to handle the parent, you were moved back by listening to that statement, you were stuck at some place, you felt I'm unable to handle this, something like that. Yeah, few percentage of parents in every school you will find that, but very less. Ensure that when you come to know about such kind of parents from this first year, ensure that in the second year you try to take it prior. Sorry?
Suppose if they are not paying the second installment or third installment, do we have after many notifications, after many reminders that you have to pay and all, if they are not paying, can we ask the child or tell the parent that we'll be stopping the child, not to allow we'll not be allowing the child to school? Can we say like that? No, we can't say.
So as per the law, there is a verification because paying fees is not done by the students, it's done by the parents.
True.
So for something wrong that a parent is doing, we cannot punish the child.
Yes. But what is the action which we can take?
You can talk to parents.
Yeah, even after talking, suppose they are not lifting the calls, so they understand that it's their time to pay the fee, but still they are not responding. The reminders through messages is done. So we are calling, they understood that we are calling for the fee, and it is almost like Feb and March. It is not that we are asking in the month of July or August or something like that. And so they stop, calling. It has happened to me. And then, two. Total strength is 50 last year's. So even it is.
In this academic year, ensure that in the next academic year you take well in advance from these parents before the term starts. That's number one solution to it. Number two, you can just scare them, but you cannot implement. Scare them that we might have to display your name on our website or we might have to display your name on the notice board, but you should not. Just scare them. That's it. We might have to stop entering your child into the school, something like that, but you cannot do it. But never do that. Yes.
You can ask the parent to pay that particular second term or third term fees in installments. Then every month, whatever the fees is due, maybe say example 10,000 or 12,000, ask them to pay every month, maybe 2,000 or 3,000, whatever the amount is there, calculate it and ask them to pay in such way also. So that it will not be a burden for the parent to pay the entire fees, the second. We have such parents, but continuously it's a follow-up. So we need to follow up them continuously.
Yes, other concerns? True. Yes. Now, if that is the case, usually we don't entertain the teacher with her child studying in a school. But still, if there are certain cases like this, ensure that you give different class to handle. If the child is in nursery, ensure that the teacher is not a nursery teacher. It all depends on the center. It all depends on the director. they can give 100% waive off, 50% waive off, or 50% in the tuition fees, you can waive it off. Or else you can charge 100% from the first child and 50% from the second child. It all depends on the center director. Other concerns? I was expecting lot many questions in this Q&A session. Friends, we are introducing teachers term-wise report once again, which we didn't do it during pandemic. So I request all of you to ensure that the format that we send it and upload it in ERP, that your teachers are sending it to me term-wise. Very simple, typing and sending the report to me. However, I'll be visiting the school regularly, but on the daily basis, term-wise. That's it, no questions? Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, do we have topic-wise academic activities for primary sessions as well?
Topic-wise, you mean to
For
say
ex-
lesson-wise?
Yeah, lesson-wise.
Yes, we are going to give you planning based on the lesson. Lesson number 1, planning for 5 days.
No, ma'am. That's what I understood. But I am asking you about whatever they learn in that particular topic. Will they have, hands-on projects on it, or it will be like normal school projects?
It will be specific to that particular lesson. The methodology that we are following strongly, again we blend many methodologies when it comes to primary school, but the major methodology, pedagogy that we are using is Bloom's taxonomy.
What's my particular question is, ma'am, they need more projects on math and science because they are application or basic subjects, right? So they will have, if they have more number of projects on each and every topic. For example, if you take A as a topic, they need to know there are some air molecules around us. When we speak, for example, I am speaking here, and when you are listening, whatever I am speaking here, they touch the layer between you and me. So they touch here and it will, the wave touch, and the sound wave touch your ear, right? So they have the practical sessions like this.
Yes, we will have. The activities we give it will be both the ways, in the classroom and lab activities. Both will be happening. We'll also give you the list of things, material required in labs.
Ma'am, my question and suggestion is, few activities we can do without
lab equipment. Absolutely. And we'll also give you in that day plan, specifically in that period plan, what all materials are required, what are the learning outcomes, and how it has to be executed. What will be the teacher's activity? That is giving these instructions, asking these open-ended questions. What will be the student's activity? And what is the stimulating question at the end? We'll give you the entire solid plan.
Ma'am, one more question. For this primary sections, do you also provide the notes like question and answers, or are the teachers responsible for this? Do they have to frame these and give to the students, or do we get from you?
Up to what I know, however, I'll confirm and I'll tell you. I don't want to give any reply to what
Usually these notes are
Notes, hopefully we'll be giving it to you. The answers of the exercises that are at the back side, you mean to say?
Yes.
Right.
Every lesson has question and answers,
Correct.
right, ma'am, keywords and all.
Right.
Yeah.
So that
Most
pattern-
probably we'll be giving it to you, but still let me talk to my team and then I'll get back to you.
Also the question papers, ma'am, because we
Question
have
papers, very good question. Question papers, we are going to train teachers. We are going to make them competent enough to pick questions from the question bank that we provide you. So we'll be giving a question bank because the methodology that we are, ma'am, 2 minutes. So the methodology that we are following is Bloom's taxonomy, where we have six layers in the pyramid. So the questions related to each pyramid will differ based on that pyramid. Remember, understand, create, analysis, all these things. These set of questions are meant for creating the layer in the pyramid. These set of questions are based on remembrance, the layer in the pyramid. So we'll train them, we'll make them competent enough to pick questions based on the Bloom's taxonomy. The bank, question paper, question bank we'll provide. Let the teachers pick.
I mean, they can pick they can frame their own
Yes.
question paper out of the
Exactly.
questions that you give.
Correct.
Okay, and this notes part, just give me a clarity, ma'am.
Definitely.
Because basically for math,
I understand.
teachers need some
understand.
guidance to give the notes to the children. That's it.
Sure. Anything else, ma'am?
Ma'am, are the book set the same as of last year?
Yes.
Same?
Grade 1 to 5?
Revised, ma'am? Okay.
1 to 5 last year's you mean to say?
Yeah, ma'am.
No, last year's it's different, ma'am. Like main subjects, maths, English, science and socials are our own books. Rest of the books like Telugu we need to anyhow follow the state books whatever we have. Then we have Hindi. Hindi is not revised the same one. Then we have general knowledge and computers, which is a different one.
Okay, so we have a revised set.
Yeah, we have a revised set. Anyways, when we have a training session for our primary teachers, we'll be clarifying everything, right?
So we have this primary teachers training on 4th Saturday. Okay. Yes, friends? All set to leave, huh? As soon as I say okay and all of you are going to run, I feel. I understand. And I even understand. No one will listen to me so long, even not my family members. And all of you listen to me right from morning to evening. Thanks. Thanks, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Okay, friends. If there are no questions, then I have a big questionnaire now. I'll ask questions and you have to answer. All ready? Okay. Actually, there is no, but now I have to. Okay, what are the 4 teaching methodologies? Any one person. Yes, ma'am. Montessori, project-based, multiple intelligence, Reggio Emilia. Super. Claps. Very good. Okay, and how many petals we have? 7. Okay. No, I wanted to ask something, but I won't now. Let me frame certain question because I don't want to make any easy question paper for you now. What are 5 innovative learning centers, which I've already asked, but yes. Only one person should answer. Yes, ma'am. Role play. Okay. 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 Perfect. So all these questions were based on remembrance. Now I'll go to another ladder.
What are the timings of preschool? Okay, the grade I'm talking is tots and nursery. And for juniors and seniors? Okay, perfect. What is the difference between old NEP and new NEP other than grade 2 included in pre-primary? Age criteria, that's what? Okay, age criteria is 1, till grade 2 it's included in pre-primary. What else? What are they giving prime importance and focus on? Tell me. I won't leave you before 5. Creative. Yes. Life skills is the one that they are focusing more on. Life skills and vocational skills. Vocational skills is something like the task that they usually take up after their education to earn money. So these, all the skills, and from which grade they start this? Can anyone tell me? Vocational skills and life skills. Specifically vocational skills. 6th. From grade 6, NEP suggests us to start the training on vocational skills. Okay. So do today's homework, research on NEP now. What is the difference? Where do they focus on? Because all these centers of Iris Florets are now going to turn to grade 2 because we are going to increase with the strength. Pre-primary is also included. Grade 2 is also included in pre-primary. And then, yes, once when you include till grade 2, every year you have to increase 1 year. Yes, ma'am. From? I didn't get you. No, it's not mandatory to include.
Give them a record sheet, ma'am. Bonafide along with the record sheet for 1 and 2. Record sheet. It's like a TC. We don't call it a TC in primary. Instead of that, we give them a record sheet. Which will be
Fulfilling that requirement.
Yes. Which will be accepted. Yes. So once you have a school recognized, so there will be a number, so you can just give it back. So application is mandatory.
Okay, friends? All of you can leave now. Thank you so much, friends. Thanks a lot from entire IRIS team. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for making this session as interactive as possible. And I thank individually to each one of you personally to interact and making this session beautiful and memorable. Thank you, friends. Thank you, Anna. My pleasure. Thank you, friends. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.